Alright, today I'm going to show you how to replace your electromagnetic trailer brakes on your trailer if anybody's interested. First you have to jack up your trailer. Then you have to take your tire off. And you pop off your dust cap. There's a little cotter pin on this castle nut, so you got to bend that straight. Sometimes it's a little hard to get out of there, but you get a needle nose on it. Pound it with a hammer. And you take off this castle nut. And this whole hub should come off. Sometimes you get a little bit stuck on there. I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. I'll be right back. Now I got it. So take that old hub off. And then there's these 5 little nuts in here that hold the brake assembly on. This is the magnet that sticks onto the inside of the brake drum and stops the trailer. Uses electricity to engage the magnet, but that's how that works. So those little springs, they make the brake. These are the brake pads here. They expand out into the inside of the drum and stop it. Once you have those off, this whole assembly comes off of here. There's wires for the electricity too. I forgot to cut those. I'll cut those right now. But yep. And you just cut the 2 wires off the old brake assembly. And I believe these aren't. You don't have to match them up exactly the way they came off. I think they're both do the same thing. So I mean, one's hot, one's ground, but it doesn't matter which one you connect to which wire on the brakes. I don't believe. So. And take your new brake assembly and put it on those same little studs. And my kit came with new lock washers and nuts, so I'm gonna start putting these on here. There's 5 of them. Torque these down. Here's the fun, kind of gross part. Get myself a big glob of grease here. You gotta pack these bearings full of grease. So you just go, keep packing it. You wanna go until the grease starts coming out of the top of that bearing there. So you gotta get it all the way through it, between all the bearings and all the rollers and everything. Then you have to put the bearing in the hub. It goes with the narrow part inwards. So it sits in there like that. And there's this grease seal that goes kind of in over the top of the bearing. So you get a piece of wood and kind of pound it in. You put the new hub over the spindle here. That's on there. And you grab some more grease here. Pack your other smaller bearing. And you put this bearing in with the narrow part towards the middle. Just fits inside of there. And then there's a washer. This washer's got a flat side and kind of a rounded side. It's hard to see, but yeah, you want to put the flat side, yeah, that's the flat side. Put the flat side in. Then you screw on your castle nut. It's called a castle nut because it looks like a little castle. It's got those spaces in it. Screw that onto the end of your spindle. And you only want that castle nut to be finger tight. You don't want to over tighten it, it'll bind up the wheel. And this the end of the spindle has a little hole in it for this cotter pin to go through. So you get your cotter pin in there and kind of pound it through. Sometimes it's a little tough to get in there. You gotta pound it with a needle nose and a hammer sometimes. See there, it's popping out the top. And then you just bend that over out of the way. And that makes it so this nut can never spin off of here and have your wheel fall off. So, yep. So that's pretty much almost done. I just have to wire the electrical and get it put back together, but that's basically how to do it. Now I'm just gonna finish the electrical. I'm gonna strip these two wires and then just use some heat shrinks to put them on these two. And like I said before, it doesn't matter which one's which, so you can just hook them up however you want. I've got some of these heat shrink tubings that have solder in the middle of it, so when you hit it with the heat gun, the solder melts and ties the wires together, along with the heat shrink works to hold it together too, but the solder really binds the connection really well. You can see the solder melting. Then you just have to put your dust cover back on. And you put your tire back on. Get your lug nuts going. Once you're done, you can jack the trailer back down. And that is job finished. Now the new trailer brake should stop my truck.